But Greg, I'm going to jump right into it. This is one of the tweets that you
Sure.
posted today. It's very similar to what Lawrence was saying last week, right? I'm going to read it, and I think it gives great context to
Okay.
the questions I want to ask you about. It says we no longer have an inflation crisis. That cat is out of the bag. Markets are working through forward expectations. We are now in the first innings of a credit crisis. Countries don't default. Please see Argentina G20. So a couple things to unpack there, right? How could we not be in an inflation crisis if you still have 8% inflation in the United States and you have 10% inflation in Germany and in the UK, and they just announced that they're just going to print more money? That doesn't worry you at all?
Well, here's the thing, right? It's all about your known knowns versus your known unknowns. So markets need to anticipate. If they have clarity on future expectations, markets tend to be able to work through that. And it's my opinion, it's only an opinion, that the inflation bogey is out of the bag. It's not good numbers, but the reality is the truth has been exposed and the markets are trying to deal with it. I will say that 8% CPI inflation is not a good number, but at least it's been divulged. And do I think that number goes to, let's say, 12%? And I got to be clear here, using the same metrics that got it to 8%, I don't believe that inflation goes to 12% before it goes to 6%, which means there will be a correction to the downside of inflation, posted inflation, and therefore in expectations can rationalize the information that's been delivered. So it's all about forward expectations, Nico. That is the key. It's not about the numbers they are posting right now. It's about the numbers that they post versus forward expectations. And as simply as I can say it, I think that yields are lower than they should be relative to current inflation, but there is an argument that there's still a deflationary environment to come forward. One of the most important things that people are overlooking is really the growth of humans on the planet and how our declining growth or birth rate will impact inflation expectations and actual deflation going forward. So there's a confluence of short-term impacts versus reality of long-term trends, like the one baby per family in China. This takes a long time to work itself through the system so that global growth, which could be measured by human population, is actually on a decline, which will lead to long-term disinflation. Don't want to get too confusing for everybody. Remember, we are at 8%. That is a posted number. Okay? It's not a good number, but at least it's posted, and the market is trying to figure out how to deal with that. What hasn't been posted, the second part of my tweet, is the concerns over the credit contagion. We haven't had that blow up of a big bank yet. That's what I'm concerned about.